Seed starting now. This is the fun time when you actually start to get your hands dirty and start putting seeds in soil. So welcome to my tropical seed starting center. I'm now right around my frost date. You need to determine when your frost date is for your area, and you can start seeding anytime within the 2 weeks before that, but it depends on the weather, and the weather's always changing, so you don't want to start too early, you certainly don't want to start too late, but the frost date is your pivot point. So find out that. There's a link below for a site where you can probably find that out. I'm also using seed starting trays. These are very simple. They have a top which keeps the moisture in when they're germinating. It has 12 seed trays, cells in here. You fill them up with soil, and there's a tray in the bottom which you put for water, and then the water wicks up through each of the cells to feed the plant. My strategy is I keep one of these empty, and I use that to put the water in every time when I'm refilling it. And I can also see what the level is just by looking down into the one that's empty. So these work really well, and I'll show you how that works. I have close-up camera work to show you how I did each of these. I have lettuce. I'm concentrating on leafy greens right now because they manage to survive in the cooler spring weather. Don't need as much sunshine as some of the summer plants like tomatoes, which I'll be doing later. But for now, what I'm doing is lettuce. I've got 3 kinds of green lettuce, 2 kinds of red lettuce, 2 kinds of romaine. I also have arugula and spinach, and I have a couple of beans I'm trying to do in red pots. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this works. You try to do some experimentation, which is always fun, and you also try to then also go back and do what worked really well and do that again because you want to build on your success, but you also want to try something new. So let's get into the details. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Craig, the stand-up gardener. I am a retired engineer and project manager. I've survived 2 bouts with cancer, thank God for that. I also have abdominal surgery issues, so I can't lift more than 20 pounds. So I designed the stand-up garden technique to help me to garden for as long as possible, get the healthy foods, and also get outdoors and in nature. So that's what I'm doing now. Of course, it's really easy to lift seeds. They're not very heavy, and these trays aren't very heavy. So this part of this is the easy part. When we start getting into pots and so on, that's when it starts to get a little more complicated.
So I mentioned you need a pencil when you're going to do your seed sowing. You use the pencil to help you to put the seeds into the trays at a measured pace. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure the soil's all patted down and so on. And then you get a folded piece of paper, you put the seeds in there, and then you use the pencil and you regulate the amount of seeds that fall into each of the cubes there by using your pencil to push the seeds down. I've done it by trying to put it in my hand and trying to drop it through, but it just doesn't work. So that's the problem with that. So as a result, what you end up with is having a controlled spill out of your seeds, and everything works fine. Once you pat them down, then you have to put some water on it to make sure they get. So what I usually do is I cut some holes in a water jug, and I sprinkle the water on top of the cells, and that seems to work pretty good. You just drill a few holes in the top of the cap, and sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Everything works fine. Now, in terms of what I've been doing with these seeding here while this goes on, it's kind of, once you've done one, you've seen them all. The 3, and I'll put all these types of seeds in the descriptions down below. But the 3 green lettuce I did was black-seeded Simpson, early curled Simpson, and Grand Rapids. The red lettuce I did red Oakleaf and red salad. And the romaine I did Paris Island and Little Gem. 2 kinds of spinach. I did Perpetual spinach and Bloomsdale long standing, which sounds pretty classy. And the kale that I planted was a Dwarf blue curled. The Arugula was a common brand type, and I planted Contender beans. So that was my whole inventory there. I also did some potato planting. Potatoes are also seeds. They're just, much bigger than normal. So I put them in pots because they're the easiest to move around and to empty once they have grown. You just tip them over in a wheelbarrow and dig out the potatoes. You don't have to dig around in the ground. It's quite easy to just empty the bags into another container and sift through to find the potatoes. So here I am. You see I have a nice little ledge there, so I'm putting in the soil to top them up. They have a good room to grow. These are 5-gallon fabric bags, and I'm putting 2 to a bag. These are red potatoes. Just for comparison, I have taken 3 of my potato seeds, and I'm going to put them in my raised bed here. You can just wait and see in a few months when I dig them up the difference between emptying them out of a bag and digging them in the ground. So that's kind of my comparison study here. I'm digging the potatoes deep into the raised bed here. This is actually a herb bed that I'm preparing, but I'm going to take a quarter of it and I'm going to put potatoes in the one side here, put them in there, put them in, and then I'm also going to do a row of peas. I'm going to plant a row of peas along the edge of the raised bed and have them climb up the side. They'll get much higher. You can see these are seeds that I saved from last year. You just keep the pods and they germinate quite nicely outside, even in the cooler spring, as long as I say, you're kind of near or past your frost date. So these peas will climb up and they'll get much higher than the potatoes. They'll be a lot faster growing. So by the time the potatoes get going, the peas will probably be 5 feet high, and they won't be bothered by the shade from the potato plants. So there we go.
I also want to remind you to keep records of what you're doing. This is my 2026 stand-up calendar and planner, which I use to keep track of everything I start from seed, how long they took to germinate, when they actually took the seedlings and put them into the pots, and then what happened when I finally did my harvesting. So that helps me to then figure out what to do next year and to build on my success. So there's a link to Amazon to buy that. I also just remind you that I've been doing this for many, many years, from 2002 on, as well as just keep records, because keeping records is the main thing towards successful gardening. I also have a subscribe button, the red button in the corner, that it helps me out if you subscribe to the channel. I also have some videos, up here for choosing your soil, and also just the basics of what stand-up gardening is all about, what I'm all about. So I urge you to have a look at those. And from my tropical garden center, which is a fun center here in the house, I am going to move on to getting ready for the seedlings. Take care. We'll see you next week. I'm doing weekly videos, so we'll see you next week with my next one.